Hey everybody, so right now it's Cyclone here, and this video is going to be a bit different. I'm doing something, it's called an origin story, alright? This would be literally part one of my origin story. This is going to have multiple clips put into one. Today I'm going to do an origin story about the schools that I have gone to. Now, let's let you know, my last school that I had graduated from, I'm not going to be able to show in person because it's not around me. Most of my schools have been around me. And I have my board out today, which is why I'm dressed up like this. Here's my board. So I'm going to ride to my schools that I have gone to. Except for my most recent one. That I'm going to have to show on a Google image. But I hope you enjoy today's video. I am going to go ahead and ride to my preschool now, which is where it all started. So I will be with you guys in a few. So this is where schooling had started for me. This is going to be kind of weird because I'm going to end up here again because my HS is like not too far from here, so I might end up here again. I was in this building right here. Now it looks a far cry better than how it used to. Alright, when I was here, that pool area was hella different, alright? In fact, they were kind of decommissioned for a little while. If you watch my video, the Hideout tour, you would see that it was kind of decommissioned for a little while. But they have completely redone it. So I was in this building right here. Now, I started school in, I want to say, yeah, it was preschool, so it was 2008. So I was about 3 years old then. And this is where I started.
2011.
And I was here from 2008 to 2010. I was supposed to start kindergarten in 2011, but I started in 2010. So yeah. And this is also where like my summer camps were and stuff. Actually, well, my summer camps were all the way over there. They took place over there, but I always came up here. And the Hideout tour was actually filmed right around there, and inside this building too. So that is that's preschool for me, 2008 to 2010, ages 3 to 5. Now it's time to go to preschool or elementary. Preschool? This is preschool. Kindergarten, otherwise known as elementary school. I will take you guys there now. So I will be with you guys in a moment. So this is my next part of my origin story. Now I gotta be really careful because it's Monday. It is a school day, so I gotta be careful here. So my kindergarten class was right there. It's right there. All right. Now that's where I went to kindergarten from 2010 to 2011. Ages 5 to 6. Now, my parents were still married back then. They were still married, right? So that's where I went to kindergarten at. I'm going to have to take you down here to show the rest of it. So I guess I can do that now. I'll have to be really careful because I am certainly not wearing a helmet, which is not recommended. Anybody who rides a board like this, you should always wear a helmet. I am going to go in the low mode. Oh, shit. My brake's on. Okay, so here we go. Let's hope I don't crash. Because if I crash, that ain't going to be good. Ooh, go off the curb here like an idiot. Alright, so I'm going to ride down there. By the way, this is not recommended, by the way. Anybody who's watching here on YouTube, this is not recommended to ride a board without a safety helmet. Kids, if you're watching this, do not ever attempt this. Because if you fall and crack your head open, you will be close to dead, to say the least. Now, I'm hoping I'm not accidentally filming any children, because I don't want to be counted as a gosh damn pedophile. Okay, so, rode over a little bit. So this is where my first grade class was from 2011 to 2012. This is where my first grade class was, room 14, right over here. Yeah, so that's where I went to first grade from 2011 to 2012. Hoping I don't get caught by staff out here, because that would absolutely suck. Like I said, I have to make this quick because it is a school day. Good. So, we're riding over here. Oh, shoot. So, I have to be seriously careful here because there are students here, but it's a school day, so it doesn't matter. Wait for these teachers to go away. Room 17 here is where I went to second grade from 2012 to 2013. Now, around this time, my parents had ended up getting a divorce, so this is where my life kind of changed. So, there's this embarrassing memory. There's one time that I thought that I had to fart, I thought, but then I ended up sharting. And it was in this class too. It was in this classroom here too. I thought I had to fart, but it ended up being a shit instead. It was so embarrassing too. I might have my dad tell you, because he thought, he's too old for this shit, but then when he realized I sharted, he kind of changed his point of view, so, bitch, I can't get this thing to move anymore, can I? Oh my god, can you imagine I cause a lockdown for these children because I'm over here making an origin story? This is a big mistake. So, luckily the last part is over here, and then I can freaking dip. Which isn't too bad to make an origin story today. Yeah, I'm gonna get this last part, and then I'm just gonna put my helmet on and just jolt the freak out of here. I wonder if it's probably past lunchtime for these kids. They're probably on the end of the day status, if I'm not mistaken. That's how I remember the scheduling working. That's how I always remembered it working. So, over here. So way over there, way past Younger, over there, those buildings on that side is where I went from 3rd grade to 5th. Room 3, 4, and 5. Hey, that made sense. 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 3, 4, 5. So that's where I went from 3rd grade to 5th grade, 2013 to 2016. Now, I gotta admit, my 4th grade year wasn't very good, neither was my 5th grade. Now, my 4th grade year, my teacher just assigned, way too much homework, right? Assigned a lot of homework. My dad didn't agree with it, so that made it rough. And my 5th grade year was no different. I was having a rough time, but, I was transitioning from the elementary school phrase to the middle school phrase. That happens with a lot of us. So, yeah. But I had some good times here. Had harvest festivals and shit. This is when field trips were actually a thing. Because when I got to middle school, they weren't a thing. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that is my elementary school. Those are the places I've been. So now I'm going to take you to my middle school. I'm not going to be able to show you very much of that because it is a school day. I'd rather not go on campus when it's a school day. But I will, I'm going to hop on my board and I will take you guys there now. So, yeah, I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. If you do, leave a like. Anyway, it's time to go to middle school now. Oh, guys, I almost forgot about this. So this is what they call Riverview STEM Academy. Now, before it turned into all this schooling stuff, I actually used to go here for an after-school program. I forgot what it was called, but I would call it the original Hideout because they had video games very similar to what the Hideout had, if you guys remember that video. I came here from, I think, 5 to 6, maybe 5 to 7 years old. So that was 2010 to 2012. I used to come here for an after-school program. They had a lot of video games and shit to play. I gotta be careful because there's children running around here. But I thought I would throw this in because it's pretty interesting to know the after-school clubs I went to. Anyway, now it's actually time to head to my middle school. So I will be with you guys in a few minutes. Stay tuned, here we go. So the next part of the origin story is right here. This is my middle school, Mitchell Middle School. Now I was here from, I want to say 6th grade to 8th grade. So that was 2016 to 2019 is how long I was here. I was here for 3 years, 6th to 8th grade. And when I started 6th grade, I was about 11. I was 11 years old, right? And when I got out of here, I was about 13. In fact, this is where my YouTube channel started. In fact, this is the school that I started my YouTube account. Back in 8th grade, this is where I started. I have some videos on this campus. You'll have to check out a few of my older videos, but this is where they started. So yeah, I had some okay times here. I'm about to move on to my high school, which this is where things got really hard. All right. They were like borderline, maybe good, maybe bad, depending on what your opinion is. And then when I got to high school, those memories just flat out sucked. All right. So this was pre-pandemic days. This was pre-COVID days, 16 to 19. But yeah, this is where it all took place. You know, the gym is right there. Some of my classes were here, some of my classes were there. It switches up every year. So this is gonna go on. I'm not gonna say the time it's gonna go on to, but yeah, this is my middle school years. Some of my classrooms were there in those portable buildings. But yeah, these were okay times. This is very memorable for me because this is where I started my YouTube account. It's great to remember all this shit, you know? Anyway, I'm going to head to my high school now. Now, I must warn you, it gets sad. See you there. Now, this is the second to last part of my origin story. This is my high school. But wait a minute, wasn't I already here? My preschool's over there. I kind of just went full circle, didn't I? I was here from 2019 to 23. Well, actually, technically 2019 to 2020. Hiatus. Everyone had to be homeschooled for a little bit. And then in 2022, I was back here. Late 2021. Now, this is where things take an unfortunate turn. And I'm about to explain that to you right now. All right? Got it. Yeah, there's like the gym over there. My classes were way the fuck over there. There's the new gym. Now I'm going to tell you where everything took a freaking turn. Let's get to that now. So what happened was I started my 9th grade year. Here. And then in 2020, COVID had hit. And I was not actually able to finish my 9th grade year here. Hard to believe, but I had to do the rest of it online. And that was a total pain in the goddamn ass, too. Because they don't help you online, bro. Yeah, this homeschooling bullshit was just a lot. I didn't even get to start my 10th grade. I barely even got to end it here. 10th grade, I had to also be online. And those assignments were just rough, all right? The site that I used, it was rough. Very rough. I got to end my 10th grade year here, but barely. I started my junior year here, and that's where everything just went downhill. Because, you know, after COVID, everybody was kind of... They haven't seen each other in a long time. They don't know how to act around each other. So, that's what ended up happening. And it went downhill for me. It went downhill for a lot of people. In fact, this school has changed a whole lot, and, like, not in a good way. I started getting bullied more. Things started happening. Everybody started changing. No one knew what was going on. So, my junior year, my parents pulled me out of this school because they knew something was up. And let me tell you, it didn't go easy for the rest of my friends, too. You know, I have 2 friends that literally live down the way from me, and they could tell you the horror stories. There was nothing but horror stories after COVID. It got so bad, I got pulled out of this school. And yeah, I never knew what happened. In fact, I heard it's been getting considerably worse since I left. Heck, they have it all gated off in the front over there, which that was certainly not there before I left. But yeah, this school was just, it looks nice when you look at it online, But dude, if you go into it, and by the way, if anyone's experiencing going through hell at this school, I am sorry for anyone who's out there, dude. Come to my channel. I can talk to you. Because I've experienced some shit at this school. I experienced some damn bullshit at this school. So, anyone out there, if I should open a podcast for anybody who's gone to this school and got absolute hell from it. I think I might do that. Open a podcast. Because I would love to hear your guys' experience at this school. I had it bad after COVID. And now we go on to the last school that I actually graduated from. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to ride there under this thing's power, all right? Because I'd have to take the damn freeway. This thing would make it up there. It certainly wouldn't make it back home. So I'm going to head home, and I'm going to pull up like a Google Street View of my school that I graduated from, and I'll pull up the website so you guys know what it's called. I will see you guys in a few minutes. All right? I'm going to get on my board and head home, and then I'll show you my last school that I graduated from. And now here is the end of my school origin story. This is where I went to in 2022, and I graduated last year in 24. So yeah, here's like part of the driveway. This is the best that I can get off of Google Street View. This is most recent. It's from 2022. All right, now the campus was kind of big. Here's the whole campus right here. Right here, right? This was the whole campus. It was pretty big. This is a school for like special needs students. You know, some of my classrooms were here, some were here, and you know, cafeteria and all that. Yeah, there's like our big house and everything. Yeah, this is our backfield. Right, and this is what the school is called, in case you guys are wondering. This is the school that I had went and I graduated from, and it just flipped. I didn't expect that to do that. But yeah, here is all of it here. Now, yeah, I had great experience in this school. What had happened was, my parents took me out of Cordova High School because of how bad it was going. Hang on a minute. And I went to this school, and I actually graduated there in July or June. I forget what it was. I think it was June that I graduated. And I have videos on it if you go and watch some of my older videos on the channel. I even got some good experience here. I got restaurant experience here, believe it or not. It's called Gratuity Cafe. I also got work experience working in a library at this school. Right, well, it wasn't at this school, but it was, they take us off campus and we go to a library and work. And that's where I got some of my VHS collection from. In fact, a majority of it came from there. Excuse me. The other part coming from... Not again. The other part coming from Goodwill. So, yeah, this was my school origin story. And, of course, the ages that I went here were, because I got out of Cordova High when I was 16. No, yeah, 16 is when I got out, and I got into this school when I was 16. Or fuck, am I remembering that shit right? I was going on 17. I was going on 17 in 2022, and I graduated at 19. Well, 18. Graduated at 18. I am now 19 now, and way out of school. No, I do not have a college. I don't go to college, all right? I'm going to be 20 this year, and I need to get a job. So, yeah, I gotta say, my parents knew what I needed. This school that I went to was for special needs students. You gotta have an IEP to get in. But, yeah. So, that's going to do it for my school origin story. That was pretty fun to make. Let me know what you guys think. But, I feel that was a fun ride. That's what it gave me. So, like this video. I'm going to have to mash all these together, which, luckily, I know how to. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Comment, like, subscribe, and share if you want. No suicide comments. But other than that, have a great day, Let me know what you think of this video. Type in the comment section. Anyway, goodbye. And one more thing.